Hey there, marvelous artists. Today I want to give you 5 tips with watercolor that will instantly level up your watercolor painting. Honestly, I wish these were tips that I knew years ago when I really started with my painting. So let's jump straight into it. Number 1 is use more water than you think. A lot of beginners struggle with watercolor because they limit the amount of water they're using. Watercolors love water. I mean, literally, it's in the name. The reason why using more water is tip number 1 is it will allow you to be able to blend more consistent colors on your page. If you use a limited amount of water, what happens is your page will have streaks across and the blending won't be as consistent. So in this particular picture, the background that I have here, I used a lot of water to be able to create that atmosphere that looks smooth that you can see out of nature. Number 2 tip is tilt your paper. Gravity is your friend. Oftentimes what happens with watercolor paper is it will puddle your pigment and your water on the page, but by tilting your page, it will allow gravity to pull your water down gradually over the page, which will help prevent that puddles or the muddling down overall. So for an example, this background of the sky, I started from the top and allowed the water to flow down naturally, giving it a better appearance than letting different puddles accumulate on your page. So make sure you remember, gravity is kind of like an invisible assistant. It will help you. The third tip to instantly improve your watercolor is master the timing. Now this is master the timing when it comes to your water on your page. That's wet versus damp versus dry. Each one has different effects on your pages. When you have a super wet page, it does a great way to be able to have a big page and big mixtures overall. When you're doing a damp, it won't mix between the two pages, but it will create a very nice soft transition between your different layering. And then when it's a dry page, that's when you come in and you're able to do details on the page where the paints aren't mixing with each other and you're able to have specifics like these birds that you can see. That's definitely a dry technique. This is one skill that will instantly make your paintings look intentional instead of an accident. Tip number 4, use bigger brushes. Not these type of brushes, but bigger watercolor brushes. I know. Small brushes seem comfortable because you can control exactly what's happening. But when you're getting into a large watercolor painting, you need to make sure you're using big brushes. The main reason, like tip number 1, is the big brushes will be able to hold more water and more pigment. It will allow you to have smoother technique across the page overall. It will also allow you to quickly accomplish your backgrounds quicker than trying to paint an entire page with a little teeny brush. Don't worry, the little brushes have a purpose, but when you're beginning, make sure you use the large brushes first. Tip number 5 is know where your white space is. Your white paper is your brightest color, so when you leave intentionally highlights unpainted, your watercolor will instantly look fresher and more luminous. You need to make sure your tonality between your darks into your highlights are planned before you start your process overall. Don't paint everything. Make sure you leave some highlights in your page so that your contrast will stand out. There you have it. Those are 5 watercolor tips that I wish I would have learned when I first started, and they can help improve your watercolor instantly and help you get closer to becoming a professional. Which one are you gonna try? Let me know down in the comments. And if you haven't had an opportunity, remember to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the new content that's coming here from Marvelous McGlustons. Thanks, enjoy painting!